Okay, so you hit it near green and reg, and you get this into the green chip. You'd like to putt it, but you're not totally comfortable putting it, let's just say. So we have to chip it. So what are you going to do? Well, here's what I would advocate for you to do. Number one, let's start to understand how we can improve our accuracy with these chip shots. So there's two factors in this, really. Okay, there's loft this way, and then there's face angle, whether it's closed or whether it's open. And there's times to value all four of those situations, whether I'm adding loft or I'm de-lofting, or I'm hooding the face and shutting the face, or I'm opening the face and using a little bit more bounce. Like for example, this shot here. So the first shot that I hit there, I almost hooped it. It's like an inch and a half to the right of the cup. Well, if I get the whole club moving through the turf, the grass is standing up. So at that point, I'm a little leery about the turf interaction. So what I'm going to do is two things. Number one, I'm going to keep the shaft neutral, okay? And number two, I'm going to get the club rotated more toe down, so less of the club is interacting with the turf. So like this part of the club is interacting with the turf, not the whole width of the sole, okay? So if I make some practice swings and I stand closer to it and I get it toe down, now the grass isn't standing up nearly as much because I have less of the club interacting with the turf. Therefore, less of the club can get grabbed and abruptly stop, keeping me from flubbing it. Now, a couple things that I want to be cognizant of. Number one is I need to value loft. And loft is in a lot of ways going to dictate ball speed. So if I have a lower lofted club here, like I have an 8-iron, and this shot is approximately like a 3-yard carry and about 8 yards a roll. It's 33 feet. So I'm trying to carry the ball like basically to right here, like one pace on the green is 3 yards. And then I've got another 8 yards for it to roll out, another like 24 feet. So what I need to be aware of is the loft of the club because that's going to dictate ball speed. And if I de-loft it too much via like too much de-loft or too much hand speed, I'm going to get too much ball speed and the ball is going to go racing by. And the one thing you got to understand is if you want to be an elite player or world-class player, you have to have maximums. You have to know that like if I hit the shot perfect, it's going to go this far. And all of your other shots are going to go either that far or less. So you have maximums. The ball can only go so far with a certain swing, right? Well, now we're just trying to minimize the ones that come up short. We're trying to like mitigate some of those. We're trying to eliminate them, right? So if I'm hitting this shot, one way to eliminate coming up short is to eliminate the fat. So if I can control the turf interaction, I can get it more toe down. And also I can control my hand speed by hitting this more with like a putting stroke. That's going to help me dictate ball speed a little bit more. Okay. And then from there, I can hit this shot and get it to chase out. I had another good one there that's about maybe like 14, 15 inches from the hole. And that's what I'm trying to do. There's situations where instead of hitting 8-iron from here, maybe I want to hit 9-iron. And instead of having the shaft neutral and the face toe down pretty square, I may do the same thing with a 9-iron and carry it a little bit further on the green and then hood the face a little bit because that's going to give it a little bit more tumble and get the ball to run out. Whereas if I did that with an 8-iron, you'll see here, like I'll hit that shot with an 8-iron where I hood it a little bit, okay? I would have to land this off the green for it to work out. So if I land it on the green, you can see that ball goes racing by about 4.5, 5 feet, which I don't want. I want the ball to be kick in, right? Because my odds of making that putter significantly higher than a 5-footer. From 5 feet, let's just say we make half of them, okay? Or a little bit more than half, like 65%. From 1 foot, I'm gonna be like 100%. So every time I can hit it to tap in, that's what I'm gunning for. Okay, so let's do a couple more of these here. So relative to like how you're looking at me, my ball position is going to be a little bit forward. I almost feel like I can't stand close enough to it. So I'm trying to get as close to the ball as I can. So the ball is kind of like left instep, shaft's pretty neutral, toe down, and I'm trying to really minimize the turf interaction. Like just like a light brushing. There's really not a huge steep angle of attack here. It's just pretty sweepy and kind of wide. And then from there, I get nice solid contact. And again, that was a little bit hot because my hand speed is too high. Maybe I need to focus a little bit better, huh? Okay, one more. Get really close to it, keep the ball forward. Okay, kind of flub that one. Let's hit one more. Delete that one out. All right, so here we go. Last one. Okay, good shot, good speed, good direction. All right, so again, we're trying to control just a handful of things, right? Turf interaction is always important. Not really talking about that today. We did a little bit with the toe down. But the two things that we're really focusing on when improving accuracy with chipping are controlling and managing loft and face angle. Again, if I open the face, the ball is going to come off softer, right? If I add loft, the ball is going to come off softer, okay? One affects direction more than the other one, but they both add value. You know, if I open the face to add loft, I'm going to have more bounce. I'm also going to have more bounce going this way. But when I open the face to add loft, typically I'm moving my pivot point forward. And so when I add that bounce, I can also kind of hit down in a little bit more. There's a lot going on there. But for right now, let's just focus on what we're adding and what we're subtracting and just be really competent with our practice and focus hard. All right. If you like this video, make sure to share it with your friends. Please like the video. And again, make sure to follow my channel. Hope you're having a great day.